I'm Dan, and this is 10,000 Hours of Indie, a podcast exploring new music and delving deeper into what goes on in the background of the independent music industry. I'm a musician and passionate music lover, and I wanted to delve deeper into new music in the independent scene around the world. I also saw this as a chance to help artists connect and share their stories, so if there's someone you hear and you want to find out more about, every podcast has links in the show description. Get involved, help this community grow, follow on the 10,000 Hours of Indie socials, you can find all the links in the show description. And also feel free to email me about anything music related, 10,000indie@gmail.com. I'm open to any ideas and love listening to your promos. Truckfighters are a two-man fuzzy stoner rock band from Örebro, Sweden, comprising Oskar Cedermalm and Niklas Dango Källgren, and currently Jolo Alex on drums. The band's best-known song, Desert Cruiser, has streamed over 15 million times on Spotify alone. This is a band that epitomises the independent ethic that I'm such a fan of. Self-releasing, booking tours and hosting their own festival. They even made a band movie. After 10 years, the band is back with a new album in April, and the first single taken from it will hit fans' ears on the 2nd of February. It's a great tune, so I pounced on the chance to have a chat and delve into the Truckfighters world. Hi, Oskar. Welcome to the 10,000 Hours of Indie podcast.
Thank you very much. It's an honor.
2026 marks 25 years of the band. Does it feel insane when that's said to you, that it's been that long?
Yeah, it's insane. But what is more insane is that it was 10 years ago we released an album. It feels like it was maybe 5 years, but 10 years has passed so quickly. So it's insane.
When you started out, did you ever think it would last 25 years?
No chance.
No, I don't think that's anybody's plan. I think the thing is just the next thing you're doing all the time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And the thing is, when you start a band, you start a band because you think it's fun to play. And you can't even imagine 25 years from now on what you think about the band, the music. You just live day by day or month by month playing just for fun. So it's insane that we actually kept it fun almost all these years.
So despite still playing quite a lot live, it's been 10 years, as you mentioned, since you released an album of original material. What took so long?
I don't know. For me personally, I didn't have the same inspiration a few years ago, but I was also together with my kids' mom, and our relationship wasn't the best. Maybe that influences how you feel about doing music, because I think our music origins from, as I said, having fun, feeling good. We don't do music because we feel depressed or anything. It's about doing music as a fun thing only. So maybe that affected. And then COVID came, and we didn't play live. And a lot of our what we get energy from is playing live shows. So that maybe slowed down even the studio process, because we were off music more or less.
When you first got the band together, what was the original premise? Did you always plan on being a stoner rock band, or did you just sort of see where it was going based on the people you were working with at the time?
The thing was, we at that time we listened, of course, a lot to Kaius and Fu Manchu, and we also studied in sound engineering. And the task or the mission or the thing that sparked the Truckfighters to start was to record and make it as fussy, or maybe even more fussy than Fu Manchu and Kaius together. So that was like the initial plan, just for fun, just trying to record everything, tweak the mixes, produce it in a way with a lot of distortion, compression, and all that. So it started more or less like a studio project for us.
But you obviously, from having seen quite a lot of live videos and things, you love the live thing as well.
Yeah, we started playing live instantly. We played live. When we played the first show, we only had 3 songs, or 4 songs. So we started with Desert Cruiser and ended with Desert Cruiser, just to have the length to play the live show.
How about your ability to work through more drummers than Spinal Tap?
To start with, it wasn't our intention, of course, but as time flies and me and Dango gets more and more like grown together as a both band and like people, humans, it's very hard for a new drummer to come into the band and feel the same way as we do, I think, for the music, since we were there from the beginning, and it's tricky. But I think Joel has been with us 3-4 years now, so he's a long-term drummer in that sense.
Although it does list on Wikipedia that he is still a temporary drummer. Is that the case?
No, not really. But we also kind of realized that the band is Dango and also it's been us two since 2007. And every time we try to like incorporate or make a drummer like, hey, we should be like a real band, a trio or something. Something happens and the drummer quits. So maybe we try to prevent that this time by having Joel like our official drummer, but not part of the band fully.
As a band, you're very independent in your ethics. You do your booking, you do all your own production and recording and everything, and you have your own festival, as I said. Back when you started 25 years ago, was the dream to sign to a major label, or have you always wanted to do things yourself?
I don't know if we ever dreamt of being like on a big label. It's more about we tried we released the last album on Century Media because we wanted to try if it's better in some way. We only aim to get a better result. It doesn't matter. Sometimes smaller labels can do the same work as bigger labels. Maybe we thought that a big label could have a little bit more muscle behind everything. But in the end, it's more or less who you send it to and how they reply to the music. So we think it's better to release it ourselves again.
So on to the release. You've got a new album coming out in April, as mentioned previously. Currently, I've only heard the first single, The Bliss, which to me seems to be a foot-stomping, hook-laden, almost anthemic welcome back to the band. Is the rest of the album going to be like that, or is there a sort of mix of slower and pacier tunes? What's coming?
Of course, it's a Truckfighters album, so it will both have soft stuff and hard stuff. But in general, it might be a little bit less progressive. Still, it has some weird tempos and weird like jumps in the songs. I think it got maybe a little bit more hooks. It's not intentional. It's just how we felt when we did the music. So as all the new albums, but I think all the songs are really, really good. But we have different moods in the songs. And I think some of the heavier stuff is really heavy and some of the soft stuff is really mellow and nice, as usual.
Yeah, so people will recognise this as a Truckfighters album. You haven't gone off on some completely different tangent with this.
No, we don't think so. We don't do anything intentional, so it's hard for us to say. We create music and songs that feels right at the moment, and we don't really think of how other people will hear it. It's more about doing what we feel is good and right at the moment. So it's hard to say when you've been recording yourself for a year almost and get a grip of how it appears or how it sounds from the outside.
So once you actually settled down to make the decision to make an album, did you feel as time was going on that there was more pressure with there being more time between the last album and this?
No, not at all. We had a little bit of that pressure when we did Universe. But then we realized that it's bullshit just feeling pressure. It's better to just do what you feel like, and everything will be good in the end. No, we kind of it sounds maybe dumb or anything, but we think we work a little bit more professional these days because we can sit down, we can create songs, and we can finish them without thinking that much. Feel and is it good or is it not good? It's more simple these days, I think, to decide.
Yeah, I guess you've got 25 years of experience doing this together, so you go with the feeling rather than anything else.
Yeah, and it's easier to switch on and off the feeling as well. You can do it more like it sounds boring, but you can do it more like a job, like work. Now we're working, and it's not boring. It's fun because then we can create stuff, and it feels much better than to have the pressure of doing something. We do it because it flows by itself.
How was the songwriting process for this album? How did things come together? Were you did you have lots of thoughts that sparked lyrical ideas, or did things come from riffs? What was your starting point?
We always start with the music, and usually me and Niklas decide to meet a day, and then we sit the whole day just playing together, and then we record ideas and songs together with a click track, and then we do like the skeleton of a song with a click and just line, bass, line, guitar. Just get it into the computer so we know the format. And then when the song is done, we can re-record our very sloppy bass and guitar. Sometimes it's not even in tune, but we know how the idea is. And then we can start building the song with the proper recording after that.
Do the lyrics actually come after that process then?
Exactly. When you get the whole feeling for the song, verse, chorus, everything, then you can almost feel what this song is supposed to be about. It's easier to do the lyrics when you have more instruments and drums and everything, so you get a feeling. Is it soft drums or heavy drums or yeah.
So 23 years after the first album was released, do you still feel you've got the excitement for this new album coming out in the same way you did back then?
Absolutely, because we almost forgot how it was to release an album. It was so long ago.
Moving on to your social media, you're another band like many our age, we're a similar age, who arrived on the scene during the very earliest dawn of social media, but you seem to have grown pretty well with it. Do you find it a chore, or do you find it quite easy to manage social media?
We think it's quite easy, but that's probably because we're not doing the right things. We don't have a strategy, or we don't post stuff that we think. Often our clips or post is like spontaneous things that we do when we meet or on the road or in the studio. But it's also nice to have some kind of raw feeling to it. But probably we would gain more followers if we do some kind of editing or do more thoughts about everything. But we don't really have time or the interest in doing that.
No, I think you've got it just about right, to be honest. It's not worth doing it if you're not into it, is it, really?
We don't think it's too much fun. We think it's fun to do a clip here and there, but I wouldn't like to be like an influencer posting 4 posts a day, because we play music in the first place. So everything else is about spreading the music, but it's not that important.
So judging from your promo pictures, you still seem to enjoy photo shoots. There's a lot of jumping around and having a laugh, it seems.
It's the most boring thing is to do a photo shoot when you're just standing straight up and doing nothing. It feels like it's awful. So you have to do something. I've been like that since I was a kid. I hate just looking normal in a picture.
So your show posters, I love your show posters. They're very colourful and they're very, very Truckfighters, to be honest. Who takes credit for those? Do you design them, or do you have somebody come in for that?
Most of the time, people email us and say, hey, I have a cool idea for a tour poster over here. And yeah, show us. And so usually it's designers from all over the world that approach us. So it's different. We have plenty of people who approach us for that.
Well, that's very
so it's
cool.
Fun.
I watched the Fuzzomentary this morning, actually. How have things changed as a band since 2011 when that was made? Obviously, you're older and wiser now, but in terms of sort of the way the band works, what's changed?
I think the waves of stoner rock has changed a little bit. When we started, the stoner rock was on the way out, more or less. We started a few years later than all the 90s stoner band. And then we've been playing for all these years. And suddenly stoner rock became a little bit more popular again. Then we were there. So for us, it's been more about popularity of stoner rock raised a little bit after 2010, 15, all this Desert Fest, stoner festivals and stuff like that gained more and more popular. And we was one of the band who's been around for almost as long as the Heroes back in the 90s.
Have you noticed that you've now reached that age as a band where people who followed you right at the beginning are now bringing their kids to your shows as well?
Absolutely. And a lot of band who play with us said that, we saw you when I was 15, and you're such a huge inspiration. It's a big, big honor when people approach you and say those kind of things, because we had the same ideas when we were younger and looked up to bands ourselves. So it's cool that we actually reached that level ourselves.
You've released an extensive list of European tour dates to support the album release, which is very impressive. It was about 25 dates, I think I saw, but no Helsinki.
No, I know. It's tricky. These days we are older, we have kids and everything. So usually we try to play only weeks when I don't have the kids. So we play a week and then we go home for a week and then we play a little bit more. So it's really tricky to fit all the shows that we would like to play. So probably we will do a Finland tour with maybe 2, 3, 4 dates in a row instead.
Finland's a little bit tricky, isn't it? Because it's just slightly away from everywhere else you want to go to. It's not in a sort of run of countries, is it?
No, it's not. And you have a really good rock scene. So once you go there, it's better to do more than one show, I think.
Yeah, and you've been here many times, of course.
Yeah, back in the days, we were in Finland more often than these days. It's one of our foundation where we started touring a lot. We played a lot in Finland. Yeah, we had a few really, really cool shows.
Will this tour be the debut for most of the songs on the new album, or have you already played them live during 2025 when you've been touring?
We only played one song live at our festival. Apart from that, we haven't played anything from the new album so far.
So you must be excited to get it out there now.
Yeah, it's going to be really excited, and also how will it feel to play these live and how will people react? Because some songs can be dynamite on the album, but it's not as good live as you expected. But hopefully this album is more live friendly than the last album.
Besides this tour, have you already got some festival slots booked for the summer as well?
A few. We have Hellfest is the biggest, and then we have a few more. I can't remember the name of them. That's bad. But,
no, that's fine. That's fine. People can check your socials and everything to find out more. When you've got a run of so many gigs, it is impossible to remember them all. I do understand. So you've toured extensively over the years. What would you say for you is your most memorable show?
Oh, my most memorable show is when we played in London, Islington. I can't remember the name of the venue, but that's where we recorded live in London. We played with the Fu Manchu 2007, and the backstage is 3 floors down, so you don't hear anything from the crowd. When we took the elevator up and go up on the stage, and it's 1,000 people, so it was sold out that night. And at that time, it felt like, wow, this is the biggest thing we ever done club-wise. We played festival that was bigger, but this was insane. And then 10 years later, we headline the same venue and go up as a headliner, sold out 1,000 people. It felt like the circle was completed when we played the same venue as our Heroes back then and sold out as well. So that was a really, really cool night.
So you mentioned things going in circles, and as I say, you've been touring for 25 years. What is there still to achieve as a band? Is there something you're still like, we'd love to do that?
It would be really cool to play support for like a massive band, like a really big band. But I don't know, it's not that many really big bands that I admire these days. I think the arena bands got fewer and fewer. But it would be nice to play like a arena tour as a direct support or something.
So the final question, what music are you listening to at the moment that people that listen to the podcast may not be aware of and should take some time to check out?
I've been so into our album, so I haven't listened to any particular bands. Trouble Horse is something you can check out. It's a little bit garage rock, you could say. And also this Norwegian band, Spider-God. Spider-God is, have you heard them?
No.
They're a Norwegian band that is like, when you hear them, you feel like it's strange that they are not bigger than they are. Because they're super live, they're super on the album. Check them out as well.
I definitely will. Okay. So for anyone wishing to find out more about the world of Truckfighters, there is your website, truckfighters.com, where people can sign up for your newsletter. And you're on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, where people can also find the Fuzzamentary documentary that I was talking about, and Bandcamp. Did I miss any?
No, that's about it, I think.
Masterflow by Truckfighters is due for release on the 10th of April physically via Bandcamp and FuzzaraMaStore.com on CD and multiple vinyl versions and on all streaming platforms. Oskar, thanks for finding time to chat in the build-up to the new album.
Thank you. It was nice. Really nice.